Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. You know how this works? We take one topic
Mm,
and we just go deep.
yeah, deep dive.
Today, well, it's something we all do
Okay.
multiple times a day,
Right.
eating.
Food, yeah.
Oh.
Who doesn't love?
But this is not about like your typical diet, fad, or anything like that.
No.
We're going deeper, way deeper. We're going to be looking at food from a Christian perspective
Interesting.
and how that impacts
Okay.
not just our bodies,
Mm-hmm.
but also our minds and our spirits. So we're diving into this article. It's called How Does a Christian View of Food and Eating Contribute to Spiritual, Mental, and Emotional Well-Being?
I like it.
It's not about, specific rules, you know?
Yeah.
It's not about what's good or bad.
Yeah.
It's really about different way of thinking.
A mindset shift.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Like, how can we think about food in a way that makes us healthier
Hmm.
and happier, but also closer to God?
Yeah, I mean, food is such a fundamental part of our lives.
It is. It's
right.
we have to eat to survive.
Yeah,
So why not explore how we can infuse that with a deeper meaning?
absolutely. And one of the things that really struck me right off the bat,
What?
reading this, was this concept of spiritual nourishment
Okay.
through gratitude. Saying grace
Well,
before meals.
Mm.
That's something a lot of us are familiar with.
For sure, yeah.
But this article really kind of unpacks why we do it.
The why behind it.
Yeah, I love that.
It's not just
Yeah.
a tradition. It's more than that.
It is. It's about recognizing where our food comes from.
So-
In the Christian tradition, it's
Leave us
about
alone.
acknowledging God's provision and taking a moment to express gratitude for those blessings.
So it's not just a quick thank you.
No.
Really taking a moment.
Being present in that moment.
But to appreciate
Yeah.
the gift of food.
And, that gratitude, it really does have a ripple effect.
Okay, so how does that gratitude, how does that lead to spiritual nourishment?
Well, studies have shown that people who practice gratitude regularly, they tend to be more resilient, more content, more connected
Okay.
to something beyond themselves.
So it's really about shifting our focus
Yeah,
from just consuming
right.
to actually appreciate
It's an act of reverence even.
I like that. Okay, so
I bet.
gratitude sets the stage for this,
Yeah.
more mindful, meaningful experience with food.
Exactly.
Okay, now something else that really jumped out at me in this article
Okay.
was the emphasis on self-control.
Interesting.
And at first I was like, self-control, that seems a little counter to our culture today.
Yeah, it might seem a bit counterintuitive in
Right.
our treat yourself culture.
Yeah, but it's not about deprivation, is it?
No, it's not about depriving yourself of pleasure.
Okay.
It's about making conscious choices about what we consume and recognizing
Right.
that we have the power to choose foods
Yes.
that nourish our bodies and align with our values.
It's like hitting pause
Yeah.
before we reach for that second slice of cake and asking ourselves, am I really hungry or am I
Yeah, what's driving this?
trying to fill some other void?
Exactly.
Right.
And this idea of self-control, it actually has deep roots. In Christian tradition,
Okay.
think about fasting, for example. It's
Right.
not about punishing yourself. It's about intentionally abstaining from food for spiritual growth
Okay.
to clear the mind, to strengthen your connection to God.
So it's really about aligning your actions with
Yes.
your beliefs.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
Recognizing that food can be
Yeah.
a tool
Yeah.
for spiritual discipline,
Yeah.
not just physical satisfaction.
It's about so much more.
Yeah, okay. This next part, I really, really like this whole idea of finding emotional well-being
Oh,
through balance and satisfaction.
I like that.
The article really challenges this good versus bad food labeling that we see so often.
Yes, absolutely.
It's so pervasive.
The diet culture is so focused on that.
Yeah. But this is saying,
It's about moving away from that guilt and rigidity and embracing a more joyful and balanced approach to eating.
so you can savor a delicious meal
Yes.
without feeling
Yes.
guilty afterwards.
Exactly.
Giving yourself permission
Yes.
to actually enjoy food without the emotional,
Baggage.
without the baggage.
And this reminds me of something else the article talks about,
Yeah.
which is the importance of community
Yeah.
and connection
Mm-hmm.
through shared meals. It paints this picture of
Yeah.
gathering around the table
I love that image.
with loved ones, sharing stories,
Yeah.
strengthening those bonds.
That sense of community is so central to the Christian faith.
Yeah.
Think about Jesus and his disciples.
Right.
They constantly shared meals together. Those meals weren't just about sustenance. They were opportunities for fellowship, teaching, deepening their connection with each other and with God.
It's amazing, right, how something so simple, like sharing a meal,
It is.
can have such a profound impact
Absolutely.
on our well-being. Food has this incredible power to bring people together.
Yeah, and speaking of well-being, the article also highlights the importance of holistic health and respect for the body. This idea of seeing our bodies as vessels to be honored, not perfected.
Yeah.
That is so different
I know.
from the pressure that we feel to conform to these unrealistic ideals.
It's a powerful shift in perspective. It's about appreciating our bodies for what they are, taking care of them, nourishing them with wholesome food.
It's like recognizing that our bodies are gifts, not burdens.
Yes, absolutely.
We should care for them. We should not punish them with restrictive diets.
Or negative self-talk.
Exactly.
Wow, this has really been eye-opening.
It's amazing how much depth and meaning we can find in something as seemingly simple as eating.
So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. If you could choose just one of these principles to focus on this week, which would it be and why? How could you weave that principle into your daily life, starting with your
very next meal?
You know, food really is such a powerful force in our lives, and by shifting our perspective, we can transform it from a source of stress and guilt to a source of nourishment, joy, and spiritual connection. And